Welcome everybody to Friday Review, where we discuss what big things have been coming up in the week in coaching sessions and what sort of things have been out there in the market as well. We're going to be talking about sales and marketing today. I always find with LinkedIn and things that everyone seems to be really big on marketing, getting the leads in there. I'll get lots of messages every day saying we can increase your leads, we can do this. But really, what about the sales process? What about the conversion? If people have watched the 5 Ways video, and by the way, if you haven't watched that video, go on the website and watch the 5 Ways video on how to grow your business. Super important. So Andy, let's talk about sales.
Yeah, I mean, this has come up in our business this week, and it often comes up with clients in terms of the effectiveness of sales processes and also the mindset around sales. I think we should start there.
Mindset, yeah.
So what I find is with a lot of people, they're coming at sales with a scarcity mentality.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is when a lead comes through, they think that they've got to close it whatever the cost. Now, if you think about the impact of that, really what that says is that you're so fixated on closing the lead when it may not be right for you, either you as a business or them as a potential client or customer. And really, from my perspective, that's very much a scarcity mentality, Now, what that leads to is potentially awkward customers, customers who feel like they're not getting great value for money, people who shouldn't really be in your business and maybe could be served better by somebody else. So what if we were to flip that over into an abundance mentality? And think about, what does it take to allow people to make a better decision about whether it's right for us to do business with them and them to do business with us.
That's right. I mean, it's so important having this sort of mindset of thinking of the win-win rather than just like, okay, well, they may win by your product and your salespeople might be losing, having to deal with things and knocking the profits down, etc. Or it could be the other way around, where they're just trying to close the client and then it's not a win for the client.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, there's a tendency then to jump into this product pusher or overseller definition of selling, And actually, what is the true definition of selling? Well, it's really professionally helping other people to buy, which means that whole process is designed to allow people to go through and get a win-win.
So let's talk about the process then. Let's say that you're working with a new business owner. I was a client of Andy's, by the way, almost a decade ago now. And Andy taught me this stuff about sales and absolutely changed my mindset on how sales works. And one of the big things that you put into place in our business was talking about the sales process, how you're educating the clients along the process.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, the first thing we have to consider is how many steps are there in your sales process? Because, if we look at our process, and this would be a good insight, there's probably 6 or 7 touches before we even sit down with people.
Yeah.
And that is very, very much designed to help people raise their level of knowledge.
Yeah, to understand if it's right for them and we're right for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're right for us too. Cool. So, okay, guys, we're going to have a quick break now. After the break, we're going to talk more about the process and also the psychology about how we can actually leverage the sales process. Because it's okay us just talking about sales as individuals, but really, in larger businesses, it's not just us, it's the sales team, the sales manager. How do the different employees and executives in the business actually go through the sales process and what it does for their mindset too. Okay, catch you after the break.
How far are you going to take your business? The content you're learning in this video is only the tip of the iceberg. If you're ready to take your business to the next level and start implementing the right strategies that are right for you, then now is the time to book your complimentary coaching session. In the session, we explore what strategies will get you to where you want to be in the most effective way possible. Book your coaching session today. Call 01527 757 910 or visit goodtogreat.actioncoach.co.uk.
Welcome back, guys. We're talking about sales. We're talking about conversion rate. If you've seen the 5 ways video, this will make a lot of sense to you, specifically if you've seen that 5 ways video. If you haven't, go and watch it on our website on goodtogreat.actioncoach.co.uk. Make sure you watch that 5 ways video so you'll get a lot more understanding about how you can increase the profit, sales, and the other sort of variables in your business to grow your business. Okay, let's talk about the sales process then.
Yes, I mean, when we start working with people, we tend to find that their sales process looks like this. Lead comes in, meeting happens, sale either happens or not happens.
Yeah.
How many touches do you actually have in your sales process? Now, if we go back to that definition of sales that we put in place, professionally helping other people to buy, to get us to a win-win kind of decision, then that has to come through education.
Yeah.
Now, the metaphor that I always use with people when we start talking about this is wine, because most people would have a band for wine. It might be £5 to £8, it might be £10 to £15. It doesn't really matter what the band is, but that band is very much predicated by the level of education you have about wine. Less than £5, for example, you might think it'd be like paint stripper. More than £8, if you bought a bottle and you didn't enjoy it, you'd probably feel a bit ripped off and know you could get a bottle for £8, which you would enjoy. So everybody's got this band, and that is purely based on the level of education, because it would be fair to say that there are plenty of bottles of wine out there for more than £8, which would be pretty damn good. So it's just a fear of being ripped off. And so we have to really be very cognizant of that when we think about designing a sales process, because it's very much about driving the level of education to help our clients and prospects make an informed decision about whether they should be buying from us, and also for us to gain enough understanding about them to decide whether we let them buy from us, because it may not be right for us either.
That's really cool. What does this do for the team then? Let's talk more about the team. I mean, there's people watching this now. There'll probably be business owners watching this. How can we improve the team's performance?
Well, I think, the first thing is you've got to let go of this scarcity mentality. So, every lead that comes through the door, we don't need to be sitting in front of.
Yeah. Because
actually, how much time are you wasting by just having that maybe 2-touch process? Lead comes in, meeting happens. Actually, what's that doing to salespeople's motivation? Do you actually have a process to create systematic consistency? So if there's more than one salesperson in the business, are they all applying the same process? Would I get the same experience with them if I sat down with salesperson 1 as I would with salesperson 2? And if I wouldn't, how are you measuring their effectiveness? Because there's a great opportunity to leverage best practice here between two people. There are some people that can handle one thing better than they can handle other people can handle another thing. So there's the opportunity to actually leverage that and make the whole process work better.
Yeah, I always remember the analogy that you used, and you're talking about KFC and McDonald's. Let's say you've got a process. Well, you haven't got a process in place. You explain it. You can explain it better than me.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about systems being the vehicle for creating this systematic consistency. So, McDonald's is one of the best systemized businesses in the world. That's why you can buy one, get a return on investment, which is pretty predictable, and accrue it with a bunch of 17-year-old on average, and manage it with a 24-year-old, and turn up once a year if you need to. But the thing is, if we start from the stance that most people come to work with best intentions for the business, let's imagine that McDonald's restaurant, they hire somebody from KFC. Now, this KFC employee comes into the business really excited about starting their new job, but they don't train them to the systems. So now we've got a really motivated employee running around a McDonald's restaurant looking for chicken. And apparently there is some chicken in the McDonald's restaurant, and I'm not going to go
Be careful what you say here.
Absolutely. so for me, the thing is, if we're not training people to the systems and applying those systems, then we don't get that systematic consistency. Now, turn that over into a sales process. If people are going out and not educating people through the process to the same level, then how do people make informed decisions?
That's right.
That process has to be in place. How much time is being wasted as a result of people getting in the car, driving to a meeting, spending God knows how long trying to sell somebody, and then to drive back, not to have closed that meeting?
Or it could be a quote.
Or
it could be a quote A, quote B, uneducated, or you're going to look at the numbers.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So how would you rate the level of education that you're offering to your prospects during your sales process to help them make a better decision right now? And how much of a scarcity mentality are your sales guys applying to that process?